welcome to episode 15 of The Commit. I'm Richard.
And I'm Neil.
Neil, what's new this week?
Yeah, we got a new hackathon for you. It's called the Sparkathon. It's raining data. Sound ominous, right?
It is.
It's not ominous. It is a great hackathon that starts today and it's open until the 20th of January. So you got plenty of time to enter, but there's $30,000 in prizes on the line, so I think you're gonna wanna get started soon. So the goal of this hackathon is to use Weather Channel data, Apache Spark, and IBM Bluemix to create super smart weather apps. So that could be analyzing weather data, looking, processing tons and tons of meteorological info, or just helping people sort of come up with some new predictive weather.
That's cool. So if people aren't familiar with Apache Spark, what is that? So
Apache Spark is kind of like Hadoop. It's built for processing very large data sets. They're actually both Apache projects. And unlike Hadoop, which does a lot of it sort of by swapping to disk, Spark does everything in memory, so it's way faster than sort of a regular MapReduce algorithm like you might be familiar with. And bonus, you can actually code and query your data interactively in Scala, Python, or R. So 3 very good languages for data analysis. You can sort of get into the code and see results very quickly.
That's awesome. So as we were writing the show today, we were thinking about, what are we going to cover? And funnily enough, we thought back to a conversation that we had actually this lunchtime where Neil, Holly, and I were sat around eating lunch and we were chatting about games that we've been playing recently. So I know that you were showing us Monument Valley that you finally discovered.
Oh yeah, a year late, beautiful game. If you haven't played it, it is totally worth the purchase, and then it's worth the in-app purchase to get the expansion levels. It's so simple, right? Like as a game mechanic, you're just tapping around to get the character to walk around, and then occasionally there's a puzzle or something to turn, and it exposes a whole new beautiful thing for you to interact with.
That's really cool. So the game that really kind of got me back into gaming, and I'd taken like a long break and pretty much ending of like my first
3 consoles off.
Yeah, was Last of Us, and I bought a PS4 to play Last of Us Remastered, and what an amazing game. Like the acting, the storytelling, it's so immersive, and then the gameplay mechanics just seek to kind of reinforce that engagement and keep you in the story.
Yeah.
It was very cool. I know that's not a particularly controversial opinion, but it was pretty awesome and I enjoyed it.
Yeah, for those of you who haven't played it, you actually go directly from gameplay to sort of like self-navigating cutscene. So you have to be very active, otherwise you'll get your face eaten by a zombie.
Yeah, who wants that?
Nobody wants that.
No, totally. But, thinking back to hackathons, right? So games can be really awesome at hackathons if you do them right. And what are your thoughts on this, Neil? Like, what's the right way to do a game at a hackathon?
I think the right way to work on a game at a hackathon is choose an existing game engine, choose something that everyone else is using, because A, it'll be really easy to get help on it, and B, there's probably tons of tutorials if you don't know what you're doing yet. And the second thing is just focus on one game mechanic. Just make that first level. And make that first level and make it so that there is gameplay and that you want to spend 5 to 10 minutes playing it.
Exactly, and I think that's the experience you want, right? You want the walk-up demo where someone comes over and is like, hey, what have you built? And you'd be like, try it out, play it. And just if you can just have that one simple interaction, that one novel game mechanic, if you can nail that, I think that's awesome. It makes us think of our staff picks for this week. And from our staff picks this week, we dived into the Devpost archive and we've pulled out 2 of our favorite games from hackathons.
All right, guys, let's talk about Bop It by Leap Motion. This project is actually from PenApps in the spring of 2014 season. I don't know how many of you actually played the original Bop It. It was that little plastic toy where...
That thing was maddening.
It was maddening, right? Like you had to twist something, pull something. It was kind of like Simon Says, but with more complicated movements. So what this team actually did was create a digital, really nice SVG version of the Bop It on screen with audio prompts telling you what to do, and then you actually use your hands and a Leap Motion controller to actually complete those actions. So twisting it, pulling it, bopping it, all of that.
Wow, that's really cool. Have you tried this out yourself?
Yeah, I tried it out at home. I got my little Leap together, plugged it in, and it's cool and it works, although I did have to submit a pull request to the guys who created it, so I'm still waiting for you guys to approve that.
Come on, Zach, get on that.
Get on that. But it's a great project. It's really cool to try out, and it sort of brings back all that 90s nostalgia that I had as a kid when I was infuriated by this thing.
That's so cool. Well, my project is called Funball, and this is from the 5C hackathon in Claremont that took place this April. Now, this is a really cool project, so bear with me on this. It combines a Kinect, a Sphero, a projector, and a Nintendo nunchuck.
Is that 4 things?
Yeah, it's 4 things all combined in one pretty awesome experience. And the key to this project is blending the physical and virtual elements so they work seamlessly together. So the nunchuck is controlling the movement of the Sphero. The projector is actually creating the game area. But then the Kinect knows where the Sphero is, so it detects when the Sphero interacts with a virtual element, and that makes the gameplay. Really cool project, and I think really kind of harks back to that idea we were talking about before.
I really want to see level 2 of that game, right? Like, it makes me want to keep playing and see what comes next.
Totally. Amazing project. A lot of technical complexity in making this work, so well done, guys. That's awesome. So that's it for episode 15 of The Commit. Thanks for watching. Until next week, happy hacking.
Happy hacking. You gotta leave that in.